Hi, welcome to today's Posture and Back Resilience class. Today we're going through a mat-adapted version of this workout. That means that everything that we're going to be doing will be right on this mat. You won't need to get up or down from the ground. So this is a good adaptive workout for folks who have a little bit of trouble getting up and down from the ground. And it's also a good sort of rest day workout for anyone else who does more strenuous workouts on a regular basis. Okay, so for today, in terms of equipment, we'll need a yoga mat, a loop band, like so. A light to medium resistance would be okay. Ideally, a couple of yoga blocks and one dumbbell. Okay, probably 3 to 5 pounds. Great. So to get started, we're going to take a seat. You can take a seat on a yoga block if you have one, or a cushion if you don't, and that just elevates your seat a little bit so that you can rest your knees lower than your hips. And you want to make sure that your sits bones are right on the sitting surface, and then your pelvis is neutral and your spine stacked on top of that. From here, we're going to take 5 overhead breaths, inhaling as we sweep our arms wide and overhead, and exhaling through the nose as we bring our arms down. Good. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Good. 3 more times, just like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Next, we'll do some twisted breaths. We did this last week in our seated workout. Here we just place our arms, our hands on the tops of our shoulders, and we exhale as we rotate side to side. Exhale each time your body is facing diagonally. So we're going to do 30 of these breaths on each side. Ready? Shh, shh. Nice and gentle. 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10. You can go a little faster if you feel more warmed up. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Try stronger exhales for the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Next, we're going to move into the mobility section of today's workout. First, we'll come into a tabletop position and do some articulated cat-cows. So we've done these cat-cows before, but to articulate it means that we're going to move one level of our spine at a time. So we're starting in a cat position as we exhale into an arched back. And on the inhale, flip the hips, flip the tailbone, and then one vertebra at a time come into your cow position. Good. We'll do 4 more of these. Exhale as you come into a cat position, one vertebra at a time. And then inhale as you come into a cow position. 3 more like this. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. 1 more time. Exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. Great. Next, we'll come into a child's pose. So bring your big toes together. Exhale your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands as far forward as you can. And we're going to do a side reach version of this today. So place your left hand on the left side of your mat and stack your right hand on top of that. And exhale as you bring your hips to the right and back. So it's just a slight diagonal of the body. You should feel your lats and the sides of your torso stretching. Good. Hold this for 3 breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Great. Let's switch sides. So right hand comes to the right side of your mat and stack the left hand on top. Exhale, bring the hips back into the left. Hold here for 3 long breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Great. Next, we're coming into a baby cobra pose. So we're going to come all the way down onto our stomachs, zip the legs together, and the forearms are going to be perpendicular to the ground. Let's have your nose face the ground. And on the inhale, you're going to lift just your chest off the ground. The ribs stay on, so this is why this is a baby cobra. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest and feel like your sternum is reaching forward to elongate your spine. Good. Exhale down. 3 more of these. Inhale up, thinking about axial extension, and exhale down. Inhale up, bring the shoulder blades together and away from the ears. Exhale down. And one more time. And exhale down. Great. Next, we'll come into a tabletop position again for our thoracic twists. So this one, if you have some shoulder issues, you can always put a little bit more weight into your legs and then do the twist this way. Otherwise, let's square you off into shoulders over wrists and knees underneath your hips. Take your left hand to your ears and exhale down and inhale, twist up. So you're trying to keep your hips level as you twist. We're going to do 5 on each side, so 3 more on this side. Exhale down, inhale up. Good. Exhale down, inhale up. And one more time on this side. Exhale down and inhale up. Very good. Other side. Right fingertips to the right ear. Exhale down and inhale, open. Good. Exhale down. Inhale, open. 3 more times on this side. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Inhale, open. And last time, exhale down. And inhale, open. Great. The next section of our mobility routine is a low lunge and hamstring stretch. So if you have the blocks, this is a good time to use them. Sometimes if you don't have just too tight of hips or hamstrings, you can just put your hands on the ground like that. That might work for folks who don't have yoga blocks. Ideally, your hands are on the outsides framing that front leg, but if it helps you to reach, you can also put your hands on the ground inside of that front leg. I'm going to demonstrate this version. So coming into a low lunge, tucking the tailbone under, feeling this stretch right here in the hip flexor. Good. And if you have blocks, you can pop them up to the highest level, walk them back with you until they're underneath your shoulders, and you're lengthening out the front leg. You can keep the knees soft though. It's important more so to keep the hips hinging rather than rounding from the back here. Like I see this a lot, and that's not what we want. Good. And inhale forward again to that lunge. And exhale back to the hamstring stretch. So we're making this a little bit dynamic, doing this 3 times each way so that we can deepen the stretch each time. Great. Okay, let's switch to the other side. So we'll start with the other leg forward in our lunge, squaring off our hips, and then bringing the blocks up, walking them back to assist us in this hamstring stretch here, flexing the front foot to get that calf to stretch too. We'll do that 2 more times, forward into the lunge. And you want to square off the hips here too. And then back into the hamstring stretch. 1 more time, forward and back. Very good. This is also sometimes called a half Hanuman stretch, this back stretch here. Okay, Next, we'll go into a frog stretch. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. I'll do this diagonally to you because it's a little hard to see from other angles. So you're going to have your knees out wide and your feet splayed outwards. The knees will be at 90 degrees, the hips at 90 degrees to your torso. And this is a good stretch for the inner thighs. So you'll hold here for about 5 breaths. You can put your elbows on a cushion to have a softer surface, or for me, I need to have my arms down so that I can have a better neutral spine, so I'm not curving in here. Yeah. And you can move your hips forward or back just to see where there might be more tightness, and hold the stretch there. Good. And we can come up from that. Next we have our spinal twist with open book. This is on our back here. We're going to tee out our arms, lift our hips slightly and shift them over to the right side of our mat, and let the legs fall over to the left side of the mat. Okay, and take your right arm, close the book, and then inhale, open the book. Good. Exhale, close, and inhale, open. Good, we'll do that one more time for 3 times total. Exhale, close, and inhale, open. Good. And now bring your knees back to center. Shift your hips over to the left side of your mat, and the knees come over to the right side of your mat. Go ahead and exhale, close the book this way, and inhale, open. Good, 3 times like this, 2 more. And open, trying to reach this shoulder blade down towards the ground. Last time, close, and open. Good, coming back to center, roll on up to seated. We'll do gate pose next. If you have a yoga block, you may find it helpful to place this underneath your hand that's supporting. We've done this before. So you're lining your wrist, your knee, and your heel of the straight leg all in one line, and you're pretending like your body is between 2 panes of glass, so you're not folded forward or arching back. And then just take your top arm and sweep it up to the ceiling and then over by your ear. Nice long line, axial extension here rather than side crunching. Yeah. So here we're going to hold for 3 breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Good. With each inhale, really stretch longer, and at every exhale, you can relax the shoulders away from the ears. Great. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Aligning the wrist, knee, and heel all in one line. Body between 2 panes of glass. Inhale and exhale. Good. 2 more breaths like that. And last time. Great. So for the last mobility exercise, we're going to be doing a reverse tabletop. I know some of you have shoulder issues, so if that's the case, I would recommend doing something like this, interlacing your hands and then lifting up and then taking 3 to 5 breaths here. Otherwise, if you don't have shoulder issues, this is the exercise I had in mind. So you're going to have your fingertips pointing towards your seat and come up off of your seat into an upside down reverse tabletop stretch. So this stretches the front of the shoulders and activates the glutes a bit. So once you're here, you're going to take 3 to 5 nice deep breaths. Great, and those were our mobility exercises. Next, we're going to go on to some of our muscular activation exercises. For our first muscular activation exercise, we're going to be doing the bear crouch with a band. So if you have one of these loop bands, go ahead and thread both of your feet and legs through it and just anchor it right above your knees on your lower thighs. Yeah, so it's pretty secure here. And then the bear crouch looks like this. You're going to start in a tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Try not to hyperextend your elbows like I tend to do. And from here, your knees are going to be hip widths apart. So you should feel a little bit of resistance with that, with a loop resistance band. Go ahead and tuck your toes under, and then you're going to float your knees just 1 inch off the ground. So hopefully this is okay for those of you with shoulder issues. If not, you can write to me for an alternative. From here, you're going to do 10 little arm bends here, elbow bends, little pulses here. Good. And then you're going to do 10 times with the knees winging out to exercise, to activate your side glutes. Good. And if you need a break, you can set your knees down. Otherwise, keep going. 10 more pulses with the arms. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 more pulses with the knees wide. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last time with the legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. You can take the band off. So that exercise is good for activating all sorts of things, the quads, the glutes, the triceps, and the abs, everything. Okay, so the next exercise we have are Frankensteins, and I'm going to show you a slightly more difficult version today. You can always stick with this version if you want the arms straight out. It's even easier, actually, if you hold a weight here to help you come up. Maybe a little counterintuitive, but this weight shifts your energy forward, so it's actually easier to roll up. We're going to do the opposite for our slightly harder version today, in that we're going to cross our fingertips on opposite shoulders. And that's going to bring more of our weight towards our torso, so we have more to fight, more mass fighting gravity here. Okay, great. So we're gonna start sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale. Bring one vertebra at a time down to the ground. We'll do 10 of these total. Inhale at the bottom and exhale as you slowly roll up to seated, trying to take all momentum out of the movement. And you're gonna fold forward a little for a hamstring stretch before you inhale nice and tall, upright, axial extension here. And then exhale, roll back. This is repetition number 2. Good. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, very slow roll up, one vertebra at a time. Good. And reaching forward and inhaling upwards. Here's number 3. Scoop your tailbone under, and then lumbar spine, thoracic spine, and finally your neck and head come down. Inhale at the bottom and exhale. Good. So the slower you do these, the more work it is for your body, and because the less momentum you can use. So as you practice this more, see if you can reverse race me in terms of trying to do it slower than I'm doing it here in the video. Good. Exhale as you come up, trying to keep those feet heavy. Reach. Inhale upright. This is going to be number 5. Exhaling down. Good. Inhaling at the bottom and exhaling on the way up. It's so important to exhale here, otherwise if you're holding your breath on the way up, you're gonna get stuck. I've seen it happen. Okay. Inhale, upright. This is number 6. Roll down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you come on up. Good. So your hamstrings should be getting pretty loose now. And here's number 7. Exhale down. Inhale at the bottom and exhale. Slow roll up. Good. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Slow roll down. Good. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale. Roll up. Good, just 2 more times. So for this exercise, even when we're coming down like this, you can resist gravity, right? By not letting your torso flop down. And so it is work on the way down. Not quite as much as on the way up, but still, it's a good way to practice getting better at rolling up by keeping your roll down as slow as possible. Good, this is your last repetition. Good, inhale and exhale. Slow roll up. And inhale to upright. Very nice. Next we'll do dead bugs. We've done some version of these before. Okay, we're coming onto our backs. Arms are aimed up straight at the ceiling, and our knees are also aimed straight up at the ceiling. So they're not tucked in. They're here at 90 degrees with our hips. Good. And we'll make an opposite arm and leg maneuver here to create a V and come back to center and opposite and back to center. So 9 more of each side for 10 total. Good. And we talked about before how it is very important to keep a neutral spine here so your lower back is not arching off the ground. That protects your lower back. Good. I'm definitely going to lose count. Okay, I think I've already lost count. So let's give you some options. If that's too easy, you can always make your limbs go closer to the ground, and that's going to be harder. If you want to make it easier, you just do a more subtle movement, like so. Okay, let's do 4 more on each side, because somebody lost count. Good, 3 more. 2 more each side. And last time. Good. Hug your knees into the chest and just relax your back a little bit. Great work. And we're going to stay on our back for the next one. We're going to do bridges with marches. So we've done bridges before. You're going to align your heels underneath your knees, tuck your tailbone under, and then peel your lower back off of the ground, like so. We'll do 10 of these regular bridges. So 1, 2, 3. You want to feel your glutes working here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Stay up. And next we're going to do marches. So this is more for lower abdominal stability, core stability. You're going to take one knee up and then lower it down again without shifting your hips side to side. Yeah, keep them super level. So that's 1 and 1 on each side. 2 and 2. We'll do 3 more like this, and I'll show you another alternative to make it a little harder. Good. Here's 4 and 4 and 5 and 5. Good. You can keep doing 5 more of those on each side, or you can make it slightly harder by bringing your arms off the ground, reaching towards the sky, and then do 5 more that way. So you have a smaller base to balance on, and so maybe that makes it less stable for you to do this exercise. Good. 3 more on each side. And 2, 2, and 1, and 1. Great. Okay. Next, we're going to do an elbow plank. We did a version of this last week with a chair. If you have shoulder issues, that might be a good version for you. Otherwise, this is the version we are doing today. You're going to have your forearms facing up, palms facing up, coming down onto your elbows. And here you can either stay on your knees, which again, if you have shoulder issues, that might be okay for you. It doesn't go past the threshold of what your shoulder can support. Or if you don't have any shoulder issues or lower back issues, you can come up here. Okay, we're going to hold this for 10 long breaths. I'll count. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Try to keep your abs tight for both the inhale and the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good, we're halfway there. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths after this. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Great. You can come onto your knees and into a quick child's pose to rest your back. And next we're going to do side plank. So again, if the shoulder is bothering you, you could always do a gate pose as an alternative for this. We're just going to hold this for 5 breaths on each side, okay? So stacking your feet and then coming up. I don't love the version on the knees. I've seen people injure their IT bands and other things with that over time. So ideally, if you can, try to do one like so. Good, 5 breaths here. So similar to the gate pose, you are pretending like your body is between 2 panes of glass, so nothing like this, yeah. 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. Keep this lifted here. Inhale and exhale. You should feel your lats working to support you. And inhale and exhale. Great work. Okay, let's do the other side. 5 breaths like that. Okay, coming up. Inhale and exhale. You can keep your hand here or here. I kind of like this because it creates this upward lift. 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Great. Okay, so we have one more version of plank, and that's the reverse plank. Again, maybe test this out if you have shoulder issues. Maybe if it's not appropriate, just skip it. You could just do a version kind of like this, a very small hover. This is the full version of it. You would have your legs forward in front of you straight, and then you lift your hips. So it's basically a reverse plank, right? So if you're able to do this, we're going to do 3 breaths, and then we'll do it 3 times. Good. And 1 more breath. Good, come on down, roll out the wrists a little bit. Okay, 2 more sets like that. Lifting up. Inhale and exhale. So this is really good for the posterior chain, the back side of the body, which tends to get overlooked, especially with body weight based workouts. Good. And 1 more set like that. So we're doing a little extra with this one. And again, making sure the elbows are not locked. One of my tendencies here. Good. And coming on down. Great. Okay, next we have kickbacks with our hips level. I like to use a block on my sacrum just to keep myself honest about whether my hips are moving. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We'll do 10 on each side. Coming into tabletop position. This doesn't look very secure, does it? Okay, great. So you're going to kick one leg straight back using your glute, and then other side. Yeah, if you have like a pillow or something else that can give you that feedback about whether or not your hips are shifting each time, you could use that instead of a yoga block on your sacrum. Good. Again, we're doing this 10 times on each side, making sure you're not hyperextending your elbows like me. Well, whoever's playing bingo today, everyone's going to be winning. Good. 5 and 6 and 7. Here's 8. So again, you're feeling the glutes work while the abs are stabilizing. 9 and 10 and 10. Great work. Let's take that block aside. You could use it for the next one, but I think it's a little too much. Okay, too much to keep track of. We're going to do rows. We've done these before as well, in all fours, yeah? You have the option to do a leg lift at the same time. We'll be doing 15 on each side. So if you have shoulder issues, you need the extra support of the leg, just keep that leg down. But if you want to work on your balance and your core as well at the same time and your glute, you can do this version. Okay, 15 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I often tend to do too much back extension here, too much back bend. So really try to pull the ribs in if you're feeling like you're doing the same. Good, couple more, because of course I lost count. Okay, other side, 15. Ready. And so you'll see this side and the hyperextension there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Trying to keep the hips level still. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We'll take the weight with us as we come onto our side. We're going to do side, arm, and leg lifts concurrently. If you have any shoulder issues, you might want to do this with a lighter weight, perhaps 3 pounds, or even no weight. This is what it's going to look like. We're going to do 15 with our arm and leg parallel to each other, lifting like this, completely on our side. So our hips are stacked on top of each other. That's 4. You're trying not to let either the arm or the leg come all the way down. Here's 7 and 8. Ideally, you're feeling that shoulder blade of the lifting arm rotating each time you lift. Good. 3 more on this side. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Go ahead, keep the leg up, but rest the weight and the arm on that leg now to create some extra resistance. And then 10 more pulses with just the leg. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Other side. Okay. Same thing, stacking your hips on top. I find that it's easier to maintain that position if I bend my lower leg and keep it here as a greater foundation. Okay. So 15 lifts here, just to about 45 degrees, no higher. That can irritate the shoulder and also move the work away from the side glute here and into the hip joint. Good, 10 more. 10, 9, abs stay tight. 8, 7, 6, rotating that shoulder blade. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg up, rest the arm on top of it. 10 more pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's set the weight aside. We have one more muscle activation strength exercise. Okay, and this is the modified Vinyasa. Okay, so we're going to start in a knee plank, and we're going to do 3 of these. You're going to lower yourself all the way to the ground, do the baby cobra that we did before, and then push yourself back up, and then exhale, come back to child's pose. If you have shoulder issues, you can always do it from a tabletop and then do more like this. Yeah, kind of like push-ups like this. Okay, instead of the Vinyasa. I'll do 2 more of these. Okay, all the way down, baby cobra, reverse push-up, and then child's pose. One more time. Exhale on the way down. Inhale to your baby cobra. Exhale, push up, and child's pose. Great. And that concludes the muscle activation portion of our workout. So finally, we'll wrap up with some breathing. Now, if you have a yoga block, again, you can take a seat on top of that or a cushion. Nice, easy seat here. And again, have your sits bones right on the block or sitting surface. And again, kind of tilt your pelvis forward and back just to see if you can recognize what the correct weight on your sits bones would be. And maybe observe as well whether you feel like you're able to sit a little taller, a little straighter, more at ease now. Okay, so just like before, we're going to inhale the arms up, inhaling and exhaling this time, the arms down. 4 more times. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Good, and one more just for good measure. Inhale up and exhale down. Great. Thank you so much for joining me in this workout today for helping our posture in a mat adapted format. I will be sharing some music with you next. You can perhaps continue in the seated position. I would recommend your palms facing up. We talked last time about how that externally rotates your shoulders, so it helps your posture as well. And you can close your eyes if you like, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And just your own rhythm.